everybody. Welcome to Moving Forward with Audrey Now. This is a healing podcast, so we'll talk about whatever it occurs to me or I'm shown would be a good topic that can bring healing on a mental, emotional, physical, personal, psychological, energetic, whatever level or levels. I am Audrey, and I don't like having to, I'm a healer. I'm an ever evolving being. That's what I am. Okay, so today our topic is intimacy. Intimacy. And you could think about, how much do you let anybody really get to know you? How open and real are you with a select few? It doesn't have to be the whole world, because intimacy can be very private and very personal. And I'm not only referring to physical intimacy, there's emotional intimacy, psychological intimacy, friendship intimacy, family intimacy, letting yourself be real, truly real, intimacy with your own self. How real are you with yourself? Many people are not. That's one of the reasons I did the podcast on Tell the Truth. You can go find them. They're all listed. I think they were all listed. Anyway, we're going to start with our affirmation. And an affirmation is a statement of power and intent. And I always add an action. It can be an internal or an external action, but power, intent or intention, intento, and action. I allow myself to be known and share who I truly am, especially with people I am close with. I allow myself to be truly known and I share myself fully, especially with people that I am close with and trust. Again, I allow myself to be known and I share myself with people I am close with and trust. And check your life. Who in your life do you really trust with some of the more, could be personal stuff, it could be financial stuff, it could be psychological stuff, it could be stuff that happened in your childhood, it could be traumatic stuff, it could be stuff you're still clearing now, it could be what I call genetic. The guides gave me this 35, over 35 years ago, más o menos, or 40 years ago. Genetic karmic patterning, which is a little different than epigenetics, but it's really going down through the past and whatever you may have inherited from your antecedents, whether they were your biological ones or people you were near or the culture, because all of it can affect any of us. And if a person has chosen to clear themselves, they can create newly. If they have chosen to stay with stuff that's stuck in their energy field, really a challenge to create newly and have intimacy, because you'll have clog, energy clog, word clog, emotional clog. And if you don't know that that leads to dis-ease, being sick in some kind of way, even death. I'm not saying everything leads to death, but yes, it can. Absolutely, no question. So, intimacy. And for our, that was our affirmation. For our breathing attunement, I'm also going to keep this relatively simple, because that way there's the possibility you will actually do it. So we're going to inhale to a count of 4, hold for a count of 5, and exhale to a count of 6. I won't do the inhalation, hold, and exhale for too long a count. I'm also not going to do it too quickly, because allowing yourself to take the time and develop your ability to do this, first of all, enhances your own breath control, brings more oxygen into your body, which we all need if you're a human, and then it nourishes your whole body. And as you exhale slowly, you start getting centered, balanced, and aligned. Your heart brain and your head brain, including, depending on which breathing attunement, with the resonance of the earth. You get attuned to the planet. This is super important. And I know that a lot of people want to rush through all kinds of things. Listen, I come from New York. I can walk faster than most people I know, including those half or a third my age. I can zip right through crowds because I'm 4'10". I'm 4'10" and a little smidge. So I can be really fast, and not so much on a Costa Rica street because people walk a little more slowly here. But I still, if I want to. But that's not always the way to be. And the reason I started it in New York was some of the streets smelled horrible. I couldn't stand them. I wanted to get off those streets as quickly as possible. So I zipped right through and did that. Or if the bus did what I call the bus fart, I'm not going to stay near that. I'm not going to breathe that garbage. So I had to get in front of the, not in front of the bus, but on the sidewalk in front of where the bus was. So I wasn't breathing that garbage in. Okay, so we're going, my laptop is making noises again. People, I, I don't know I don't know why it does it. I'm not going to touch it. Tech is not what I am. This other stuff is what I am. Okay, so get ready to do your breathing. Consider this a form. I want to smack it. That's not a good thing, so I'm not. Do I have that in me? So, can you hear that? So get comfortable. Get ready to breathe. Have comfortable clothing on or whatever you need. Take off your shoes. Obviously, don't do this if you're driving, or you're cutting up an apple, or anything else, or you're taking care of a child. Take care of those things. Then come back to this if you can listen. Okay. So, and remember, this is diaphragmatic breathing. This isn't where you move your shoulders up and down. That's very shallow breathing. That's going to give you a lot less oxygen than your body actually requires. Okay. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now continue breathing at your own pace. And notice, pay attention to how you feel. You feel more energized? Do you feel more calm? Are your thoughts clearer? Are you looking at the thoughts you can get rid of? They're extraneous, they're non-essential. You can be willing to simply let them go. Say bye, thank you for sharing. That's it. Practice this or any of the other breathing attunements regularly. They will help you get centered and aligned. And a lot of people can be walking around with a lot of fear. Not good for you, baby. Can cause inflammation, aggravation, and a lot of other things. It could flip into anger and flip into rage. Instead, take a positive action. Since the guides have me refraining from discussing politics, I'm simply going to give a big shout out to those people who participated in a loving, peaceful way in the United States. Because yes, you don't fight a sociopath. They're a sociopath. You take actions that create healing, which is not what they do. So yay for you all. Yay! 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 And grab heart. Okay, I could do political readings now, but the guide said not to, so I'm not. So right now, fill yourself with healing light and energy. All the breathing attunements. When I say inhale, 2, 3, 4, or however long, breathe in white light. Breathe in gratitude. Breathe in abundance, prosperity. Breathe in peace. Hold that during the hold and the exhale. You can be letting that go and creating that whole environment around yourself. You can also be letting go of fear, aggravation, annoyance, all of that kind of thing. So for our beautiful, uplifting section, this is one of my frequency songs. See how pretty? Notice it's different on both sides. So you get 2 paintings. These are the edges. It is a rock. It's a real rock. So you get something real and actual. I don't think I'm going to paint frequency stones anymore. I love them. But no, these are not plastic. This is the real deal. Look at them. They're gorgeous. Yes, I know I painted them. They're gorgeous. I lift my frequency, and in all my art, that's what I do first. And they will help change your frequency if you have one. People who have gone into my gallery tell me it's magical. It is. Okay, so my water. So now, what is intimacy? INTIMACY. It was a time when we called it intimacy. A simple definition, and a very broad one, is being completely real and authentic with yourself and or another person or being, down to whatever level you and that person choose to go. And so when someone is intimate with someone, that can be referring to a sexual situation. I'm not only referring to sexuality here. As I said, it could be emotional, it could be psychological, It could be any level, it could be energetic. When I'm doing a healing with a person and I'm literally dancing in that energy, that's a certain kind of intimacy because I am feeling what's going on and channeling stuff into them or pulling energy out. Those are my languages. Don't take it like literally. I'm not pulling, well, sort of, energetically, so that they feel better and they've given permission and we've discussed whatever this whatnot is, because there are times I have to speak during those energy healings. It's a way to help heal genetic karmic patterning when the person has understood stuff and created an emotional healing within. Then we don't have to hold on to that stuff. There's other ways other people do it. I have my way of doing this work. It is not the only kind of way. And so with intimacy, first start with being real with yourself. What do you like in life? What do you dislike? Why do you dislike it? Is it really something you dislike? Or is it something members of your family disliked and you then just sort of sucked into it? Look at that. That's why you have to get real and authentic. That was a popular word some few years ago. Get really authentic with yourself. And for all the younger people, Gen X, Gen Z, Gen whatever, okay, I can't get stuck on all of these. Alphas, whatever comes, younger than alpha. Get real with yourself. You are not AI. And AI has a place, but people replacing their own thought process, their own learning, their own feeling, their own intuition with AI, I'm going to tell you, not a good idea. Avoid doing that. That is a no, because that's part of what makes your humanity so precious and so priceless and so unique. It is said that beings from elsewhere, and yes, beings from elsewhere are here on the planet, and I'm referring to beings from other planets, other planes, other realms, even other time frames, timelines. Does this exist? Yes. Can I prove it? I'm not even attempting to prove it. And how would you believe it? Would you measure it? With what? It's actually funny to me, okay? There was a time people couldn't measure the energy healing work I do because we didn't have the instruments. Now people can measure it, okay? So sometimes mainstream is not up to some of what's going on. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. So really, first, get clear with your own self. What do you like? What do you not like? How close are you with another person? Not everybody. I wouldn't get close with everyone. There are people I wouldn't even allow in my home. This is a vegan, mostly raw vegan, mostly home. I don't let anyone use tobacco here. That's a serious no. I get nauseous, dizzy, and hostile. That's not allowed where I live. You want to do it? Elsewhere. So everyone has what works for them or doesn't because of either their own system. So with intimacy, who are you close with? How close are they with you? Do you know how to keep something private and not discuss anyone else's stuff? You have to learn how to respect your privacy and another person's privacy. If somebody shares a personal detail or episode of their life, they were trusting you to keep that private. Unless they tell you you can share this, do not share it. And don't act like that. Have some sense. Have some wisdom. And yes, life is a learning experience constantly. I know people who have done things in their youth that now they go, they would not do it. That includes me. Some of my behavior was, nope. I've gotten better at handling anger and frustration. Not yet perfect, but a lot better than I once was. What about you? What are you uncomfortable with about yourself? And you don't have to share that with other people. I'm not saying you have to get naked and walk down Fifth Avenue, that's from New York, or wherever. No. Have your privacy. But be clear within yourself what you're comfortable with and what you are uncomfortable with. And get help if you don't know. So many people are blocked because they're holding junk. To me, it's junk. It's stuff that either one parent disliked or a particular religion at the time didn't like, or it was against their culture. Look, I assist at a wonderful community center here in Costa Rica called El Puente, means the bridge, El Puente. And they're going to have a healing day this Saturday, which is the day I go to help out. So I called the director, who's a fabulous younger man, 27. He's wonderful. And I asked him, would I be allowed to attend and do energy healing, frequency healing, even readings? And I'll do it all for free. It's a gift. He has to ask some of the elders, which I'm now an elder. I had to say, well, I'm an elder. Okay, some of the elders at the center, if that could be allowed. Because I don't know if they know what I do. I never did it there. And it's a gift I could give. And I would like to. I love doing energy healing as well as readings. I mean, I am a clairvoyant. And so I'm going to find out from him whether it's allowed, and then I'll be allowed to do it. And if for one reason or another they'll allow certain things and not others, I am going to listen to that because this is a different culture. At the center, it's mostly indigenous people, Bribri. Oh, they're so beautiful. I love them. They're so wonderful. I don't know their spiritual traditions. I'd like to learn. I've asked. That's a whole other topic we're going to get into. I've been asking because I would love to study. Because everyone's tradition can be very different. And one has to understand some of them. You don't have to live it. It doesn't have to be yours. I mean, I'm mostly vegan. I know you all are not mostly vegan. Some of you might be, some of them more so than me. Because I eat 4 eggs a week because an herbalist told me my brain needed it. So I'm not going to mess around with that, and that's it. I muscle tested myself, and 4 is the maximum I can eat. And these are holistic eggs. They haven't been sprayed with stuff, so it's as healthy as I'm going to get it. And I am enjoying it. So with intimacy, if it's physical intimacy, if you're making love with somebody, please make sure you each know what you're going to be doing. So someone's not doing something you may not, or you're not doing something they may not be ready for. And understand, no means no. It means stop. It means refrain from doing whatever it was you might have thought to do, or the other person may have thought to do. if you're going to experiment, and lovemaking is definitely experimental, speak about it first. And do it gently to see if you like it, if you even have any clue how to do whatever it is. Respect your body, your mind, your thoughts, your background. And that doesn't mean to only stay with that. Sometimes one has to, quote unquote, break free from a lot of conditioning. Oh my gosh. Most people have to. That doesn't mean you become, quote unquote, wild and do stupid stuff. No. Have any of us done stupid stuff? Yes. Do I expect people to continue doing stupid stuff? Yes. Because not everybody has wisdom. Not everybody even thinks. The reason I did the podcast on conception, what do I call it? Contraception, conscious conception, better than abortion, is because I personally dislike abortion. I am completely pro-choice. Totally. Because for a woman to carry a child she does not want is no good for her, no good for the child. Because her dislike can go energetically into that baby, that fetus, and then it can be born with that energy within it. No! So better that she use contraception in the first place. And ladies, please pay attention. Men too. However you identify. I don't care how you identify. That's a form of intimacy that really needs some work. Because the level of abortions, where it's still legal, not good. And the level of unwanted pregnancies and unwanted children, it's horrific. And some of those kids get abused in various ways, which is not intimacy, it's the opposite. So be willing to know where your boundaries are. Be willing to understand that sometimes they can grow and evolve and change when you learn more. Sometimes not. But really understand, have at least two, if you can, if you're blessed enough to have two excellent friends, even one with whom you can share your being, your thoughts, your attitudes, your ideas, your food, your practices, so you know how to get close with someone. That closeness with whomever it might be, let it be with somebody honorable and you be honorable, can help you get through almost anything on this planet. You have to learn how to be a good friend, and you start with yourself. Be a good friend to yourself. I'm going to stop now because this is a 30-minute podcast and we're coming up to 29 minutes. So bless you. My appreciation that you are listening, that you are watching, and yes, if you're choosing to grow, evolve, please press like or love, subscribe, and share. Let other people also grow and evolve. You are part of all of us. So thank you for being interested in taking steps on your own evolution. Oh, I do not know why my nose sometimes itches. So thank you. Bless you. Oh, I do readings. I do sessions. I am an artist. I do take commissions. All of that. You can learn about me on AudreyNow, AudryeNow.com. You can email me at audryeNow@gmail. Write podcast in the subject line. Thank you. Bye.